Hey, yo, what's up, YouTube, man? It's your boy, Ashton Jackson, and in today's video, man, I'm going to be talking about should the Dallas Cowboys have a potential reunion with former wide receiver Amari Cooper. And I'm wearing the jersey, man. I've been having this since high school. I've been having Amari Cooper jersey, man. He's been one of my favorite wide receivers growing up ever since he got drafted in 2015 from the Oakland Raiders. And for me, this feels like a wide receiver never should have left the building, in my opinion. This is somebody that if we had kept him, his contract just would have been ending right now, or we would have been in the final year of his 5-year deal, and we would be talking about should we extend him or not. So it is crazy how everything good just comes full circle. So before we hop into the video, I'd appreciate if you guys would like the video, subscribe if you're new, comment and share my video with anyone who you think will enjoy my content, man. So number one, why are we even talking about Amari Cooper? Again, it was reported by Fort Worth Star Telegram, great writer, great reporter, and Nick Harris, and he talked about Amari Cooper having how this front office has a potential interest in wanting to reunite with wide receiver Amari Cooper. Now it will have to be mutual. Amari Cooper would have to come back. It is stated that the Dallas Cowboys front office likes this player. If Amari Cooper did talk about at the beginning of the season, because we played Cleveland to start the season last year in 2024. He still talked about how he likes Dallas and how it's a good football team. That year we were terrible last year. We all know what happened last year, right? But Amari Cooper still views us in a positive light, and I believe that if both sides are mutual, let's get a contract done and let's get him in the building. Right now, yes, Amari Cooper is 31 years old. He'll turn 32 and June 18th, he'll turn 32 years old. He's still at 31, 32 years old would be better than anybody else you have in this wide receiver room, not named CeeDee Lamb. And I'm not saying that because I like Amari Cooper, but just what you see on tape versus what everybody else brings to the table, whether that's Jalen Tolbert. I know a lot of people are holding out hope on Jonathan Mingo. Again, I still think he can be a productive wide receiver 3 in this class, but I'm still would bring in Amari Cooper in this room. And even though I would bring in Amari Cooper in this room, last year he did provide 547 yards for the Bills and 4 touchdowns. And that was for the Bills and for the Cleveland Browns. So, again, the knock about Amari Cooper is that when he does get injuries, he'll be sidelined for a couple of weeks or for a game where he'll have something with his foot, either plantar fasciitis or something with the lower body extremities that he will deal with. So, I'll try to still go make another play for wide receiver. I am right now calling up the Indianapolis Colts to see if they're willing to give up any other young wide receivers not named Michael Pittman, whether that is Alec Pierce Jr., 6'4" wide receiver, 6'3" wide receiver that can play on the outside, play the X for you. He's a damn dynamic wide receiver. I would like him if we can bring him in along with Amari Cooper. A.D. Mitchell, if they're bold enough to get rid of him. If the Colts don't really like A.D. Mitchell, I'll bring him in. That'll be like a CeeDee Lamb light, and he'll be a damn good wide receiver over here as well. And then if you can get Josh Downs, a smaller, shiftier wide receiver, I would like him to play your slot if that's available. But I'm calling them up. I'm calling the Carolina Panthers. I know they have Adam Thielen. They just signed Hunter Renfrow. They brought in T-Mac. They also brought in Kobe Hudson in undrafted free agency. So they have a lot of good wide receivers. They have Jalen Croker. They have a lot of wide receivers. They brought in some wide receivers from the UDFA that are really good that I believe they can make the roster for the Panthers. Why not bring in and see if we can inquire about Xavier Legette? They got him in the first round. You'll have 4+ years of control of his contract. And if the Dallas Cowboys like that, we can possibly send next year's fourth again to Carolina to try and get Xavier Legette. I will call up the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, another NFC South opponent, or Buccaneers, and see if they want to give up one of their wide receivers. The Tampa Buccaneers got Chris Godwin, which they signed to a 2-year extension. They got Mike Evans, who's going to be Mr. Buccaneers. He's going to retire, Hall of Famer. That's going to be him. And then, they drafted Emeka Egbuka in the first round. They got Tej Johnson, who I had graded as a 4th round player. They got him in the 7th round. Then Jalen McMillan might be the odd man out. So if I'm the Dallas Cowboys, I'm calling the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to inquire about Jalen McMillan. I'm definitely trying to work something and get this wide receiver room a lot better. Even though we bring in Amari Cooper and we make a move for any of the wide receivers, younger wide receivers I just named from the Colts, Panthers, or the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and you also bring in Amari Cooper, I would love that a lot more for your wide receiver room. And now the discourse around how you, in which way you talk about the Dallas Cowboys, switches up a little bit because I had them coming in just with this draft alone. Their floor, I believe they're a 7-8 win football team if healthy, if things break their way. If they're again healthy, but they add better talent at the wide receiver position, then I can see this being a 9, 10 win team, maybe 11 wins, but I can see this as a shoe in 7th seed playoff team if the Dallas Cowboys can get Amari Cooper, plus add another young wide receiver, and then stay healthy, and then you get reinforcements back like DeMarvin Overshown, Savon Revel, Trayvon Diggs, Deron Bland, Donovan Uzurika can develop, and we'll just have a great immense talent, and we can add that with this coaching staff. I think we'll be just fine. So that's about it for the video. The Dallas Cowboys should bring back Amari Cooper, especially if Amari Cooper loves the Dallas Cowboys. It's been reported about that he does still like the Dallas Cowboys, and I believe players in the locker room still love Amari. And it was reported by Nick Harris that this front office has interest in the wide receiver. So bring him in, and still I would make a couple more moves. I would sign Stephon Gilmore, add him to the cornerback room until Savon Revel and Trayvon Diggs are healthy. I would go out, sign Amari Cooper. I would go make a move for any of those young wide receivers, whether it's Jalen McMillan, Joshua Downs, Alec Pierce, A.D. Mitchell, play all three of those for the Colts. Jalen McMillan for the Bucks, or Xavier Legette for the Panthers. That's about it for the video. Hopefully you guys have a nice day. Stay safe, stay blessed. Bye.